Hello Daily Drafters, and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft. Switching it up a little bit on you with Baldur's Gate Best of 3 draft, traditional draft here, to end out the format for the next week or two, and I hope we're able to fill enough drafts with this because the queue took over 5 minutes to fill. So there's not a lot of people interested in Best of 3 draft, but we sure are here on the channel for those Best of 3 players. Let's get a little Best of 3 here content on the channel, starting with Soon's Intervention, or as I like to call it, White Sublime Epiphany. 6 mana, choose one or more, you get 2/2 knights, seek a non-land permanent, destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment, gain life. I mean, what more can you want? It's an instant. We're definitely starting with this. There's nothing even remotely close to that in the pack. So we're going to go ahead and take Soon's Intervention. And then we see Trelasara for green-white life gain. We see, you hear something on Watch. There's Sepulchre Ghoul. There's Underseller Myconid. There's Giant Fire Beetles. It's honestly a bit of a mess of a follow-up to Soon's Intervention. This is a little bit more of a controlling card. First of all, 6 mana is a lot of mana. And there's an argument to taking Myconid here to maybe ramp us toward that. There's an argument to going, you hear something on Watch, to stay white. Sepulchre Ghoul might be the best card in this pack, but I think it's between these two for me, and I think I'm going to land on the Myconid as a little bit of ramp to help us get towards this, even if this doesn't go perfectly in like a green-white deck. And we see yet another underwhelming pack here. There's Jan Jansen Chaos Crafter, which, I mean, like, is fine, but kind of hard to make do with this. I have not really liked Minimus Containment. Dawnbringer Cleric really isn't what I'm looking for. Allura Rogue Companion could be a decent splash if we have a lot of creatures in green with ETBs, if we end up with, like, Owlbearers and things like that. It might just be worth taking out of this pack because everything else is just so bad. Again, there's Jan Jansen, but like, I don't think these go in the same deck. So let's take Allura and see if we can make something work there. All right, white is getting cut pretty hard already. Blue is cut hard. There's Kalane, which is in 2 colors that we are not. There's a Gate to Manorborn as well as Follow the Tracks. I think Kalane is by far the best card in this pack. But there's a Gate and a Follow the Tracks. I think I'm going to take this Gate here because I think green has the best ability to be open. And white is completely gone already. So here's Emerald Dragon, 6 mana 4/4 flying trample. Counter target activated or triggered ability from a non-creature source. That is a very strange adventure. Belt of Giant Strength. No. Undersimplify is fine. Pseudo-Dragon Familiar. I mean, do we have to abandon Soon's Intervention? There's an argument to just going, like, blue-green dragons or something. Seems to be what's open. So I guess for that reason I'll take Undersimplify, but I'm really not liking where this is going. Stroke of Luck is basically 2 mana. Never going to remember the name of the card. It's like the blue 2 mana card that gives you a little bit of selective card draw. You line up the shot is a good sideboard card. Remember, we are playing best of 3 here, so it could be pretty good out of the sideboard. Water Weird, I haven't been particularly impressed by. These two, not a same thing. Shadows, Hook Horror, specific decks, but not ours. I mean, this is a bit of a disaster of a draft so far, if we're being honest. Breath Weapon, there is a young blue dragon here. Circle of the Land Druid for mill stuff. Choose your weapon. Another decent sideboard card. I think I'm going to take the young blue dragon here as just the best card in my opinion. Split the Spoils. 3 mana, exile 5 target permanents from your graveyard and separate them into 2 piles. Opponent chooses a pile, put that pile into your hand and the other in your graveyard. There's also a Blur. There's a Druidic Ritual. I think Druidic Ritual could be okay. I mean, this draft is like one of the worst we've seen in the entire format. Every single blue card came back, so I guess blue is open. We'll take the Librarians here as a good double teamer. Guild Thief, Find the Villain's Lair. Don't like necessarily either of these. I'm not even particularly a big fan of Guild Thief. Take another counter spell. Maybe we find some bigger green creatures at some point. Just gonna go ahead and cut blue here. Follow the Tracks as another ramp spell. Maybe there's a way we can splash Intervention, which would be hard, but I think blue-green is definitely what's open in our seed here. So there's Favored Enemy. 1 mana as it ETBs. Note the most prevalent creature type in an opponent's library. When it ETBs, target creature you control fights a target creature you don't control, and when a creature an opponent controls of the noted type dies, you get a 1/1 counter on a creature you control. It's pretty good. There's also Dread Lenorm here. Knoll Hunter, another Follow the Tracks. I think I'm going to land on Favored Enemy, but I would not mind having a copy or two of Dread Lenorm. Skanos Dragon Vassal has been a little bit slow, although specializing to the blue side is pretty good. It has flying, and it gets +X+O and flying to something else. But I'm going to land on Favored Enemy and hope to wheel either Skanos or Dread Lenorm here. And Soon's Intervention is probably going to have to go to the sideboard, unfortunately. Emoan Trickster Friend. I always think this is Fiend. 2 mana, 2/1. It can't be blocked as long as it's attacking alone. And it specializes for 5. Turns it into a 3/2. And instant or sorcery cards in the graveyard is what it cares about. There's also another Librarians band together. Conjurer. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the 2 mana, 2/1 unblockable here. And probably just play Soon's Intervention in the sideboard. Definitely going to land on Owlbear here. Don't think we need another Allura because the first one is made better by having this Owlbear. Dream Fracture is unplayable. Librarians would be a good wheel. So we'll go ahead and take that here. Probably looking to start that in the board. Not super interested in a counterspell like that. Soul Knife Spy, probably not for us. Ritual may not be good enough. Everything else seems okay for now to start in the main. Not particularly happy with where I'm at, but I think it's what's open for our seat, and white was 100% cut. There was like 3 people to our right that were in white last pack, so it was impossible to get into it. Now there's a humiliation because that person was cut out of it too. An Undersimplify and a Young Blue Dragon. I think I'll take the Young Blue Dragon over this Undersimplify, but would love to play another. I think the White Dream has basically sailed, so we're just going to have to take what we can here as far as blue-green goes and hope we get some good blue-green rares. We did not get anything good in this pack. Poison the Blade goes well with, I guess, the Saprolings on the Myconid. Invoker is a 2 mana 1/3. And maybe it's worth just playing this as a 2-drop, but I don't like it. Ettercap, Basilisk, Moon Druid. I think I'm going to take Ettercap here. Basilisk in this format's just, and this is a 6-pick Dragonfire, I didn't even see that. Basilisk is just not great, and maybe it's worth trying to splash this off of a Myconid. Maybe we find another one. I mean, I don't really care about any of those cards. Let's take the Dragon's Fire. There's an Acrobatics, but there is Contact Other Plane, Orb of Dragonkind. We already have a lineup this shot. We have 3 dragons, which is not a ton. I guess we could take that, but I'm not really looking to run it. Ambitious Dragonborn could be playable. Not currently, but there's a chance we find some higher powered creatures. Knoll Hunter. Another follow the tracks. I think I'm going to take the 2-drop in Null Hunter here. Librarians came back. Librarians came back. I'm going to go ahead and take this for the board. Again, we're playing best of 3, so double counterspell out of the board might be good enough. And we got the Circle of the Moon Druid back anyway. Gorian Wise Mentor. Whenever you cast an adventure spell, you may copy it and choose new targets for the copy. We currently have 2. It's not that great. There's a Sea Tower Imprisonment, which is great, but that's not for us. There's a Dragon, 6 mana, 4/4 flying. We don't have any Dragon synergies. There's a Conjurer. There's a Shepherd. 3 mana, 3/4 Vigilance on the splash. Is that even worth it? Maybe. There's a Conjurer that can ramp us toward hopefully some more ramp targets that we find here. I hate doing this. That proves how bad blue is, but it's about where we're at in this pack. Okay, so now we have Innkeeper versus Owlbear versus Herdgorger. I think I'm going to take the Herdgorger. It makes Dragonborn better. We already have one Owlbear. I would not mind playing another, but I think we need our first copy of Herdgorger here to make sure we get one of those big creatures. Then we have Owlbear Shepherd band together, I think is what it's between. We are definitely lacking interaction right now, so I'm going to go ahead and take this band together over the Owlbear Shepherd. I think that could be wrong. I'm actually going to take the Shepherd here because I think we're just going to have to play a bunch of creatures and hope it's good enough, to be honest. It's about where we're at with this draft. Librarians, Null Hunter, Owlbear band together. If we wheel any one of these 3, that'd be great. Even Lantern might not be bad. Archery has been okay, but I don't think we necessarily need that. Curve is looking okay. Now with double Owlbear, at least this Dragonborn hopefully could be like a 4 mana 4/4, which is about the minimum you want out of it. Now we have Invoker, 6 mana 4/4. We have Scaled Nurturer with 4 dragons. It is another ramper to Owlbear or Herdgorger. Again, we don't really have the ramp targets for this kind of thing, so I might just take an Ettercap. Again, if we even don't play this one, it's good out of the board here. We don't have any dragon synergies is the problem. So Shardolin Dragon's like not even that great. I'm going to take the Ettercap. It could just be fine. Potentially out of the board if we want it to be. Another Dragonborn, Seek New Knowledge. Bronze Walrus, you find the villain's lair. I mean, I guess our plan is to just kind of drop 4, 5, and 6 drops and hope that they work. If we play the Dragonborn, Walrus doesn't seem great in this deck. Archery, Life Trapping is fun for someone, but not us. I think we'll take Archery. Invoker, Nurturer. Guess I'll take a Nurturer. I already have Invoker. I don't really want to even play one of those. Here's our wheel. Shopkin Grasp, Shardolin Dragon, and Sylvan Shepherd came back. I guess I'll take the dragon here, but I don't think I want to play it. More counter spells? Sure. Not really wheeling anything here. Might be able to cheese out a couple wins with Pseudo Dragon Familiar. We have like 5 counter spells if we want them. All right, again, we are in best of 3, so we have the ability to side into something if we need to here. I don't know if the Dragon's Fire is worth splashing. I'd prefer not to really play those two. Everything else seems like okay, I guess. We have 6 dragons currently in the deck. Maybe that's good enough for Nurturer then. Probably not good enough for that. Do we want any counter spells? Currently have 20 creatures, which means our only non-creatures are Follow the Tracks, which is ramp, Favorite Enemy, which is our only removal spell, and Undersimplify as a counter spell. And then our sideboard plan could be counterspells against late game bomb decks, Invoker against aggro, Line Up the Shot against Artifact Enchantment. It's possible an archery in this deck might be good. Giving something else trample could be pretty good for us. Maybe we can start Ettercapping the sideboard and then bring it in if we see any flyers. That way we can get archery in here as like pseudo removal that can boon up one of our next creatures. 17 lands seems fine. We do have a lot of 5s and 6s here. So I guess we can run it back like this, and we're going to go ahead and see you in match 1. Okay, here we are in match 1. On the draw, we do have a 3-drop. It's a 1/4, and then a couple of 4-drops and a 5. I think we'll keep it. Again, mulliganing is so bad, but we'll do what we can here. Would love to draw 2 to trade with their 2. Oh, they just have Stone Cold Nothing. I will take that. Good draw here. Yeah, I mean, at this point, lands are probably fine, so we'll keep it. Then next turn, we can follow the tracks to ramp up to Owlbear or Young Blue Dragon. And Stone Cold Nothing from them, so these are good things. We'll take the blue one. Okay, and they're just going to pass it on back. Let's start with Owlbear, try to find that next land drop. Could be pretty good if we want to go like Shepherd, hold up Undersimplify next turn, just to kind of try to lock them out, especially if they miss another land drop here. Is Owlbear down? Myconid plus 2 lands. I assume they're going to... Well, they might take a land. End of your next turn. So they could take that land. I doubt they're blue-red, but would be nice for them if they are. Okay, no plays. We did find that land. So what I'm going to do is play Librarians, hold up Undersimplify here. I don't know how many more lands we do need. I think 1 is fine. Are both of these okay? What if we take the top, next turn we play we'll have 7. So we can go Shepherd, Librarians, and then we could draw another gate. And then, I mean, the gate is pretty good because once we run out of gas, we're going to have access to 2 gates here. I'm actually just going to keep them both on top because we have 6 spells we can still cast right now, even with those 2 lands. So all of that is fine. Owlbear Shepherd next turn could let us draw extra cards. So they could have, like, they were getting priority prior to us playing even a creature on the battlefield, so they could have another one of these or something. I don't exactly know. Looks like they're just getting mana screwed here. Yeah, that's fine. They're just firing off a couple of random things because they're mana screw, I suppose. Alright, we'll go to combat here. Would still like to hold up under Simplify. I'd like to lock them out of this game as much as I can. So again, we have 7 mana, so we can just play Blue Dragon. Is there a way that we can finagle lethal next turn? This isn't technically lethal, but it's the most mana efficient thing while still holding up under Simplify. Next turn we'll have 7 mana again, so we can do... Depends on if we have to use this or not. Looks like it was not Dragon's Fire, otherwise they very likely would have killed this. Passing again. Alright, they'll just give it to us here. Okay, so we're playing against Red X. They had a combat trick in double you come to the null camp and you find some prisoners. So tells me they're likely pretty aggressive. So that tells me that I probably don't want my own combat trick here, but I would rather just have another 2-drop. Counterspell's probably not good against them. This is too slow. This is too slow. I haven't seen a flyer. But I'm just going to go ahead and make that combat trick swap there for now. Again, because we didn't see a ton. So we'll just keep it like this for now. Go into game number 2. Okay, no green. They insta-kept 7. We could play a Pseudo-Dragon Familiar. But, gonna keep it and hope we find green. It's basically gonna have to be what happens here. We have so many 5 and 6s. There we go. Now we have Myconid, and this should really go a long way in stabilizing us here. So, Myconid into Librarians, and that should probably help us quite a bit. Soldiers of the Watch. Yep. Let's go ahead and play Myconid. They will not block here, but if they do, I'm fine with it. I know they get another one, but we can trade with the Sapperling. That's fine out of the red-white deck. Okay. Now we can go Owlbear. But I'm going to go ahead and start by attacking. Okay, they'll trade. We'll play Owlbear here, draw an extra card. And then now this can be a 4-mana 4/4. Which is the best it will be in our deck unless we have... I don't like to see that. Said unless we have Hill Giant Herdgorger or Arcane Archery made something bigger. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if we do this. We can play Dragon Familiar and then hold up this to have flying. I think that's probably what I'm going to have to do here. Now, if they kill Owlbear, that's obviously not great. But they have to have the answer here for Owlbear, and Dragon's Fire doesn't do it. Another Lantern in their red-white deck. Yeah, that's fine by me. Okay, maybe they have a combat trick, but I'm still gonna go for the block here. That's fine. Okay, cool. All right, we'll play the gate here. We have access to 6 mana if we want it, so we can do scry 1, draw a card, and a 4/4. Don't think we need another land on top. And then just for mana efficiency's sake, I think I'm just going to play the 4/4 here. And now we are the aggressor, so next turn we could just send both of these to the sky if this is all they play, and I think that should do the trick, I would hope. Yep, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. Seven mana again. We can go Shepherd and Dragonborn. So let's do this. If they double block, go ahead and kill Squadron, obviously. They're just going to take it. Okay. Draw that extra card. All right. Got there against the slightly strange red-white deck. Let's go into match 2. Wait. Don't fast forward. We all know that the YouTube interface is too imprecise and you're going to skip too far and you're going to have to go back. Your thumbs are too big. It's all just not worth it. Great. Now that you're here and I've got your attention, why don't you go and hit that red subscribe button right there underneath this video. Yeah, it's right about right there or so. Yeah, if you've made it this far, clearly you're enjoying something, and a subscription to the channel is an absolutely free way to support the content I make and assist in the growth of the channel. Thanks so much for your consideration, and now, back to the draft. Alright, well, good news, bad news. We won the die roll. Bad news, we're going against the exact same opponent that we just played against. So that kind of proves where the format is at as far as who's interested in best of 3. Let's hope we can go 4-0 against this opponent, and then our last opponent will be a different one, ideally. But definitely want to play against some different kind of decks here, but, you know, we're matched. We'll take what we got here. Gonna lead on a Moen, then go with Sapper, with Myconid, and we'll see where our hand is at from there. We do have Arcane Archery. I think that might be the only instant or sorcery in this deck. Oh, there's the ramp instant or sorcery that I'll never remember the name of. But I mean, just turning it into a 3 or like a 3/2 that can't be blocked could just be good enough. We didn't really see anything from their deck last game that. Oh no. Okay. Well. All right, well, we're sideboarding, and We did see Ranger Squadron, and we did see Ranger Squadron. Again, I don't think archery is good enough against them. And this might be a little bit too slow against that kind of deck. So I guess we can put it like that. And hopefully we have a game. We have a close game. We have a good game. That's what we're going for. Okay, 2-0. Let's hope we get a different opponent here. Okay, we have successfully found a new opponent. We'll go ahead and keep this hand. 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Can't ask for much more. Hate seeing Shambling Ghast against Imo in here. That's going to be pretty bad for us. Definitely worried about going against this deck. This could get ugly quickly. Yeah, can't really do anything about that, so go ahead. There's the other rabble rouser. Favored enemy not looking particularly great on this board right now. I mean, we could have Conjurer fight Ghast, which would then kill Trickster, which would kill Amoan, so like that's pretty bad. Oh, do you want more double team? Okay. Yeah, no blocks, I guess. They did miss a land drop, though, so at least there's that. I think I'll have to play Librarians here. See what we can find off the top. Archery might have to do right now. I mean, they don't have great creatures. I don't know about Null Hunter. Is there a chance that we end up being on the aggressive side here with them missing a land drop? It's possible. So next turn we could have up to 6 mana. If we keep Null Hunter on top, we can play Librarians and Null Hunter. Or we can do Archery and Dragon and then send everything to the skies. Let's do this. Again, the reason I did that is because they missed a land drop there. If they had just played a mountain, I don't know if I would have kept either of those on top. Well, you hate to see that. That is something we can fight with favored enemy, though, so at least there's that. Alright, let's play favored enemy. Bard is what's called. Nothing here is a bard. So we'll do this one, fighting. This thing has death touch, though. Huh. Probably should have attacked with Amoan first if I was going to do that. Totally forgot this had Death Touch. Okay, well, that was a bit of a mess up, but Shambling Gas was probably trading for that anyway at some point, so I guess we'll do it that way, which I don't really like. 1, 2, 3. Untap. Only have access to 2 mana after that. That's definitely a bad turn for us. For mana efficiency's sake, I don't think I can attack this turn. I just kind of have to do this. And then next turn we can do these two things. Don't think we need that one. Null Hunter, it's not actually looking that great, but God, I really don't want to draw lands and things. I'd rather just draw a creature that could potentially trade for them. So I'm just going to keep that one on top. And end the turn here. Definitely stuffed up that turn. I guess I definitely did want to get rid of Shadowheart there, but basically what I got out on was 2 extra damage to the face. So it wasn't the end of the world. They should just effectively be at 13, really. We have an endless stream of 2/4s coming down if we want them. Unless they die here, which it does. Okay, let's attack with this one. Okay, so we can get it up to 5 power here. So we can do this. Well, that was pretty good news for us. Now we can play Pseudo-Dragon Familiar. It's protected against Shambling Gas because it's in the graveyard now. We will be tapped out, but it will get this boon as well. +1/+1, reach, trample, and whatever else. +1/+1, reach, and trample. Okay, here comes Warriors. We are at 12. I don't particularly like that. Strange of them to attack here. I don't particularly know why they did. All right, let's scry 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, potentially 7 with Conjurer, so I think this one's okay. And then we can go here and end the turn. Okay, so they have 2 ways to give things double strike, which is not great. Alright, so it's got double strike. Doesn't have trample though, so that's fine. Just in case they kill this in the middle of combat for some reason, I want to make sure that we have that untapped. So I'll go to combat. I'll attack here. You have to make sure they do have another haster, so we can't overextend here. Alright, there's another land. We do have enough mana to straight up, never mind. I was going to say straight up win, but that is no longer the case. We have to chump here. We could trade both of these for that. Assuming they don't have a combat trick. It kills the first one, and then the second one trades with that one. It's scary, but I think we can try to go for it. Okay. Okay. Alright. That does draw a card. But again, we have to chump again this turn. Because they have another one coming if they want it. Well, no, it doesn't. 8 or greater. For some reason, I thought this was 7 or greater. I don't really think that's good enough. Okay. Let's go to combat. Let's go in here. I'll choose to kill this one. They'll pump that, it looks like. Okay, that's fine, I think. I guess for mana efficiency's sake, I'll just play this one here. Totally fine trading this one off for this Warriors. This blocks this fine enough. They don't have another red to pump it twice, so... It's definitely a scary deck for us. Okay, so nothing. This will be very good against Warriors. So let's go here. We have 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, for mana efficiency's sake, I'm going to go ahead and do this. It's also lethal. Very notable. And that should do it. All right. There was an argument for not showing them that we had undersimplify there, but... I think it's fine in the end. Okay, 2 drops fine. 3 mana 3/2 might just be fine. Archery seems pretty bad. Line up the shot. Didn't see any flyers from them. No flyers. Is a 2/5 good enough? 6 mana is probably a bit too much. I think 3 mana counterspell is too expensive. Don't want to be drawing cards. Druidic Ritual way too slow. Same thing here. So what do we have to cut now? Imoen seems quite bad against that deck. Allura also seems way too slow. For a 4-mana 3/2, I'd rather just trade that in for a 3-mana 3/2. And then just get another 2-mana 1/3 in there. Keep everything else alright. Yeah, I think I'll run it back like that against this deck and hope that they draw a little poorly, I suppose. Because I think a couple of their good draws can really put us to bed here. Alright, in we go. Likely to be on the draw, as we are. We have Null Hunter, we have... That was probably another card I probably could have taken out, but we have Null Hunter into Conjurer, into Librarians, and Owlbear here. So we'll keep this one. Captain. Play our Null Hunter. Really need a land drop, obviously. There we go. Alright, so do we just play Conjurer or do we play Follow the Tracks now that we don't really have a lot of pressure on us? I think I need to get my mana set up, so I'm going to play Follow the Tracks now while we have a moment. Get the green one. Even if we miss a land drop, we can play Librarian, scry into more lands. So they might just be out of creatures. They just played a land and it went straight to combat. Alright, we'll play Owlbear. That makes this better. Turns this into a 4/4 when we want it to be. Draw that extra land, which is fine. Now we can go Dragonborn plus Invoker next turn. Still straight, stone cold nothing from them. Very strange. Let's play another 4/4, see what they want to do about it. Still have Undersimplify up. Alright, down to 16. We can play Invoker, we can hold up Undersimplify here. I'm just going to hold up the Counterspell as long as I really can. They might just be doing this. Okay, that's fine. Alright, great thing to counter here. Thank goodness we did that. Alright, let's see what's on top. Don't need that. I'm sure this is probably fine as a 5-mana 2/5 blocker. And we'll just play our 3-drop. Gotta hope they don't have some crazy 6-7 mana bomb. We do have a lot of pressure here, so. Okay. Don't know what you could have, but I'll go ahead and call your bluff. There's the combat trick. Oh, nope, it's just Deadly Dispute. It's fine. Okay. All of that is fine. All right, well, let's get in. Okay. Go to 2. We'll play our other one here. I don't think we need either of those. And I'll just play another creature. Alright. Hopefully no board wipe. Cross your fingers. That would be horribly unfortunate. Alright, got the trophy. 3-0. Kind of 2-0 because our second opponent, we matched up against them twice. In the second round, they went ahead and just insta-conceded against us. But, you know, sometimes that's what happens, especially in these slower queues. But we'll take the trophy when we get the trophy. So hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of change of pace, best of 3 content here. I think we're now going to be up to 4 play-in points. And, right, what do we get? 2 here? 2 play-in points. So once we get up to 20, we can have a qualifier play-in event. But that's for another day. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of this video. At our end screen, we have our trophy playlist or our last upload in case you missed it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time for your daily draft.